Hey, good afternoon, my Mastercraft fishermen. Well, anyways, today we have a few different topics to get through. I wanted to talk a little bit about clear coating your lures before we get started with today's lure that we're going to paint. And normally what I've been using is something from the company, it's Pro Coat. And what it is it's a two-part epoxy, and you mix this together, and then you have to stir it until it becomes clear and all the air bubbles are out. And this normally you use when you're building rods, fishing rods, you know, anything from bait casters to fly rods. And what this is used for is this is to put over the guides. Once you've tied the guides on, then you put this over the thread, and that's what protects your thread. You can do lots of stuff with this, and it also works good for clear coating, any of your lures. So instead, I've seen a lot of people that have started using this stuff here, which is basically it's the same thing, except there's no mixing. There's it's just one part, and you just dip your bait or lure into this and you hang it to dry, and there's no brushing. You can brush it on, but you don't have to. You can just dip it. And so I figured I wanted to give this a shot, but there is a little bit of a price difference between this and this. This here is probably going to cost you about $25 shipped. This, on the other hand, is going to cost you a little over $40. You know, sometimes I've seen it go as much as $53 shipped. And this is basically just a quart, but it should last a good long while. But I bit the bullet, and I figured, since I have a lot of lures to be painting for customers, because it is coming into tournament season, so our orders are shooting through the roof for custom lures. I was also asked not to show any of the custom lures that are being painted by certain customers, so I definitely shall warrant that, and I won't be showing those. I do have a customer that's asking for a repaint on a big swim bait here, and this was handmade by I'm not sure who actually handmade this, but it is a big swim bait. So what we're going to be doing is all he wants is the belly painted white and a little bit of red here, and he wants to see how the action of this actually works before we do entire bait paint. But if you'd like to see that when we finally choose what colors he wants to go with, we can definitely make a video of painting this bait from start to finish. Okay, so now that we've gotten that through, I'm going to show you the lure of the day that we're going to be painting. And I've decided just to go about doing this way so you can actually see the lure. So this is, your basic shad pattern. I also call it the Rapala pattern because it's just the silver and the black, and it's got the dot on the side, which really doesn't matter. You can have it with the dot or without. This just mimics, I guess, a shad more, but I do believe that when you put dots on baits, they work a lot better. There's something about them, it's almost like as if it, has an eye in a different spot or something. So this is going to be the bait that we're painting today. It's going to be in a smaller version. It's actually going to go out to a customer. Alright, so let's get over to the booth and we'll start to paint. Alrighty. So as commonly, just the way I like to start out stuff, in this pattern anyways, is a nice coating of white. And we'll get this coated real quick. Okay, and this is a very simple pattern, I understand. Um, Not much to it, but it is a very effective pattern. There, and we got a few dots, and as you recall, the little paper towel method. That works very well. Okay. I like to put ball bearings inside of the paint, and then that way there, you can get ceramic marbles as well. Those work quite well. And you can get those at, you know, any Michael's or craft shops. You just gotta find the ones that are gonna fit inside of your bottle, because, well, you know, you get a relatively small sized hole unless you buy the really big bottles. I find the smaller ones store better, and I don't know, you know, you could probably paint 100 lures or so with this. Let's get our color going on our paper. That looks good. Now off and on. And let's go with lighter coats first, and then slowly darken them up. Had a little malfunction there. No problem. And it looks like we're going to go just a little tiny bit darker. And we ran out of paint, of course. Always be sure to shake up your paint every time. A mask on here, and this is just your basic sort of hexagon pattern. You've pretty much seen it everywhere. You can get this stuff at Walmart pretty cheap. And so what we're going to do now is we're going to spray a wicked silver over this. And what that's going to do is all of this in here will be silver, and then we'll have the darker grayish outline for the scale pattern. And we only need to cover just a little bit in here because it's going to be black on the top and then a pearl white on the bottom. Alright, so let's get to doing that. It's going to load up the airbrush here. And this pattern really doesn't take too long, and you can pretty much fool around with it any way you want. If you want to just have a, you know, a darkened one and darkened background, even darker than that, and a little white, that would be fine. Okay, so we got our silver going. Now we're just going to silver it up just on the sides here. A couple of nice light coats to start out with. Remember, we're going to have some darkened accents, so if you go over a little on the top, it's not really going to matter, because it's going to be covered. A little more towards the tail, a little up towards the face here, a little more on this side. Finish out this paint here. So now that we've taken our mask off, what it's done is it's actually made a little prism on there. And as you can see, when I roll this bait, you have just the outlines. So now we're going to put the paint on the back here, and I have paint on my fingers, which I really hate, but we're just gonna have to deal with it on this one. And then after that, we just need to do our white on the belly, and we'll be all set. We have our airbrush loaded up with our black here. Now we're going to just dress up the back of this lure a bit, just like the Rapala series. It doesn't really take much. Just want to make sure you get good even coats on both sides. Darken up around the eye a bit. And we're just going to go a little bit more down this way here. There we go. It looks about perfect. Now, we could add the dot on the side, but I think I'm just going to keep this standard and just have it be just a regular old silver minnow. And so what I'm going to do now is just put the white on the belly, and everything will contrast nicely. Okay, so we have our pearlized white in our airbrush now, so let's test it, make sure, yep, we got that. Now let's get this bottom all pearlized white here. Give that a second to dry. You can always just use your air pressure and not release any paint, and that will also dry your paint. And we're getting there slowly. We just don't want to build up our paint too fast, because what will happen is it will run, and we don't want it to run. There we go. Now it's coming out nice. Dry that real quick again, and then we'll hit it one more time. That'll be good there. Once more. Okay, that will do it. So now we have our a nice shine on the side for our silver minnow. Our black on the back, and then we have our nice white belly. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a set of eyes in this, and we'll bring it over to the bench. We'll end the video, and we'll go from there. I'm trying to get my videos so they're not quite as long. I realize that they are 20 minutes long, but it's hard to paint a lure in under 20 minutes, I'll tell you that. You know, when you're trying to show, you know, how you're going about doing it. So, to conclude, you know, end our video off, here is our final finished lure. As you can see, we got the nice silver and the black top. Nothing's been clear coated yet, and we have the pearlized bottom, and so that will give a little more reflective properties. We got the eyes in. We didn't put the dot on like this lure here, and this one here is actually silver on the bottom. I didn't go with a white. And this one has a dot on the side, but the sizes of the bait are immensely different. This one here is just a regular square bill, and this is the wobbler style, which actually has been pretty much one of our #1 sellers this spring so far. So this one here will be going out to a customer, and okay. So I was asked a question about how to get in touch with me and how to purchase the lures that we sell. And we actually have an Etsy shop, and if you just go to Etsy and you do a search for Mastercraft Fishing, we will, you know, you'll be sent right to our page, or there'll be a, you know, a pop-up where you can just click and see. We make a lot of different products. We make stuff for ice fishing, as well as lures, top wire lures. We make diving lures. There's all different types of patterns and stuff. We make ice fishing transducer mounts for the LX7, pretty much through the LX9. We make them for the Hummingbird Ice Series, and we also make them for the Showdown. So if you want to, come over and take a peek, see if there's anything that you're interested there. We also do take custom orders. You'll just have to message us through the site, and we'll try to accommodate you that way. As far as our subscriber count, if you would please share my videos, that would be excellent. And also subscribe so we can get this giveaway underway. And well, I do thank you for watching, and we will see you soon. Happy fishing. All right. Take care, guys. Bye.